What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you with another market watch today. Paisanos, I gotta be honest with you. These 2019 Megatins are just all that's on my mind lately. I mean, I've been thinking about Fist of the Gadgets and thinking about those great reprints, thinking about the possibilities of Fire Fist maybe become meta. But thinking about the 2019 Megatins, there's just so much to unravel in these cards. Not just the cards that are gonna be reprinted in Megatins, but more importantly, the cards that are not gonna be reprinted in Megatins. That are supposed to be, because that's from the set that the Megatins are specifically grabbing from. And now that we're past the Battles of Legends reprint, and soon we pass the 2019 Megatin reprints of some of these cards, there's still some that are missing. And in this video, I'm going to go over them. But before I begin, guys, I just want to say, please, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, little notification bell, and read the description. Inside has my TCG player link. Either you want all the money to go to TCG Player, or a small percentage by clicking that link will go to support this channel and allowing me to do more great content like this and more stuff that I'm looking to do in the future. Not just market watches, but I want to add on in the future of other content, and it will definitely help do that. Anyway, guys, like I said, looking at the 2019 Megatins, it just... so many great cards on here. Yesterday I was at my shop and literally every one of my players were talking about these cards. It was the only thing they could really talk about. Even throughout the match, they were still babbling about these cards because it's that big of a deal seeing cards that are so expensive for so long finally being reprinted. Well, the conversation shifted over to cards that are not being reprinted. And I think that's more important than what we're looking at right now. Because one thing about the market, one thing about Konami, one thing about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is never look at the obvious buy. Never look at the obvious thing that everyone's going crazy for. Like when Metamorphosis is going up in value and continue to go up in value. Being, what is it, $350 right now? Everyone went crazy and started buying it was $100 and $200. And yeah, they made some money on the card, but who's really going around buying Metamorphosis Super Rare? Well, same thing with Ghost Rares. You can play a scene First Season Stars Dragon Ghost Rare. And that's the obvious buy because obviously it's a lot of money. And they're just buying high. And yeah, there's a chance to make more money. But who's going to be looking at the obvious stuff when you realistically should be looking at not the obvious stuff that has that potential? That's very cheap in value right now. So instead of dropping $100 on, let's say, Metamorphosis, you can take that money back then and put on other cards that quantified in value beyond what people realize. And I think that's more important, once again. So look at the 2019 Megatins, look at these current cards. We're not going to be talking about these cards in this market watch. We're going to talk about cards like Chaos Dragon Levianeer. A card that's not going to be in the 2019 Megatins. Now, some of you players are going, well, V, it could be in Dude, Dark Duel Devastator, coming out in October. And my rebuttal to that is, no, it's not going to be. Not only I don't believe this card's going to be in that set, I think Konami's going to be putting this card on the ban list. And the reason is simple. Once again, like I said in many market watches, many times over again, this card yanks a card out of your hand. Anytime we have a card that does that, Konami just goes, yep, have fun with it for a while, and we're hitting on the ban list. And they don't really reprint it. I don't think there's many Topologic Gumblar Dragon reprints or Confiscation and Delinquent Duel reprints. There's not many. The only reprints you'll see is reprints that were around when the card was in legality and tournament play. Maybe afterwards in a special Konami pack or like a battle pack that was meant for draft, but nothing more stable like in another reprint set. And I think that's very important to note because cards like Chaos Dragon Levianeer, it's gonna get hit in the ban list. The question is, what's going to happen to it? Is it going to get limited? Is it going to get banned? And you guys let me know in the comment section down below, because that's a common question of the day. What do you think is going to happen to Chaos Dragon Levianeer? Do you think it's a fair card? Do you think it's an unbalanced card? And where do you think it's going to be going on the ban list? Moving forward, we have cards like Infinite Permanence, another card that's not going to be reprinted on the 2019 Megatins. Just recently getting a reprint in Dual Power. Impermanence is almost a needed card. I mean, think about it. A lot of you players playing hand traps. A lot of you players, especially running combo, running like Crystal Wing to stop other hand traps. But there's no really Crystal Wing way getting around an Infinite Impermanence. And I think that's kind of interesting to note from this card. Now, if you look at the Megatin version, it's still roughly around $40 to $41, which is roughly around the same price because Megatins were open. Not Megatins. Dual Power was open all over the place. Literally all over the place. To see this card actually $40 to me is even shocking. But when we look at the original print for Flexion Destruction being $48 in the market price for the secret rare version of Infinite Permanence, and then we look at Unlimited being $58, almost $59. First edition being going back up to $60. This is the price point that was Infinite Permanence was hovering around before it started dropping back down in value and then going back up to where it currently is right now. Looking at once again Dual Devastator, would Infinite Permanence be worthy of being reprinted in there? I hope so. I mean, Dual Devastator, let's not get this twisted, is going to be an amazing selling whether it's a set, subset, whatever it's a special edition kind of box, we really don't know. But Dual Devastator definitely is looking to be a really good selling point for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that want to have access to all the hand traps in one shot. And as well as Saryuja, by the way. So to see Infinite Permanents make it into that box, it'd be great. It'd be yet another amazing selling point to an already amazing box. If you want a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players to get involved in buying those Devastator, well, let's say they have all the hand traps. I mean, they've been out for a while. Saryuja, sure, it's not bad still, and I think with Nibiru, maybe the power of Saryuja might go down in value, which would make the card go down in value. So the Ultra Rare would definitely go down in value. So what's another great way to sell Dual Devastator? In my opinion, I think Infinite Permanents would be great for Dual Devastator. A great addition for an amazing card. Maybe give it an alternate art like the rest of the cards that for the hand traps. That'd be really cool to see. And yeah, I would love to see that in that box set. I think it's going to be another great selling point. Another card I want to talk about is Pinpoint Landing. I talked about this card a lot. When Cybernetic Horizon came out, it was one of the first cards I pointed to, and I said, that's a great card. And that card's already printed by the end of the year. You need to get this card as soon as possible. And I'm not lying. I have 9 Pinpoint Landings. And to be honest with you, that's not enough for me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Pinpoint Landing comes in a structure deck or a star deck as a common. And you can players go, ha, V, it's a common. Got him. No, Pinpoint Landing Secret Rare from Cybernetic Horizon is still a phenomenal Secret Rare. And I do think Pinpoint Landing has great viability in the future meta of this game. Anything that says draw a card and has a mod condition, like this one saying exactly one monster from the hand to the field, draw a card, I think it has great viability. And I think Pinpoint Landing definitely be a card we might be seeing in the future. Who knows? I could be wrong. But what I'm not wrong about is the fact that this is not in the 2019 Megatins, even though it came out in Cybernetic Horizon. And Konami has a ton of filler cards in those 2019 Megatins, except Pinpoint Landing. Look at the market price is currently $1, by the way, $1.16. And unlimited versions are about 87 cents. First versions are 97 cents. Of course, you got to factor in TCG players 7-8 cent shipping, but if you go to vendors, you can probably find this in a dollar binder, or if they was to have in their showcase, it'd probably be no more than $2 for Pinpoint Landing, which in my opinion is dirt cheap for a card that has great potential, being the fact that it has not gotten a reprint. Now, Pinpoint Landing might sound a little familiar because I've been talking about it a lot, but this next card might sound even more familiar because I've been talking about this a lot as well, just like Pinpoint Landing. Condemned Witch, recently coming out of Soul Fusion, is another card just like Pinpoint Landing I pointed to and I said, listen, you guys really need to get on top of this card. Now, for a lot of you right now watching this video, there's still hope for both of these cards. You can still go in and grab it because the market hasn't went crazy on it. And I don't know if it will go crazy on it. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm just yelling into thin air. But I do think Condemned Witch is yet another great card coming out of Soul Fusion. $1.25. Neiman Unlimited, 58 cents. First edition versions, $1.29. Another card that you'll see probably from a vendor, maybe your own store, for $1 to $2. Buy them out. Screw it. I mean, it's dirt cheap. Now, once again, just like Pinpoint Landing, this could come out in a structure deck, as a common, a super rare, whatever. It could come out and get a reprint. I'm not saying it will never get a reprint, but what I am saying is this is a secret rare that's not put in a Megatin, that has a lot of fluff, as well as a lot of good cards, and knowing us Yu-Gi-Oh players, we buy the Megatins, pull a ton of fluff, and we get some good cards. Well, with cards like Condemned Witch and Pinpoint Landing being not in the Megatins, that should be an obvious secret rare slot. It's kind of interesting to note that Konami purposely skipped these two cards. And like I said before earlier, I think it's something that you need to get in on top, get in on. I think these have long-term investment value. Don't think you're gonna buy 40 of these and go, can't wait to make money next week. That's not how this works. But I think there's great potential for both of these cards. Another card is Orchestrated Return. That hasn't got reprinted in the 2019 Megatins. Orchestrated Return is $1.50 in the market, and unlimited versions are about $1. First version, same thing, about $1, less than $2 for Orchestrated Return. And the thing about this card is, it was in their 8 to 10s just when Orcus was first getting the big push with Dingirsu coming out. Now, look at it right now, it's $1, $2. But Orcus is still a good deck. It won the PPG tour. It came second place at the US this past weekend. Orcus is still a very viable deck. To say that Orchestrated Return is a bad card or Orcus is a bad deck shows ignorance of the meta. And unless you want to do that, if you think the meta is bad or you think Orcus is bad, that could be your prerogative. But facts are facts, my friends. And these decks have still been topping. Should quote me on myself, by the way. I didn't think Orcus had it in them. They definitely still do, though. Looking at, once again, the previous deck list of the top playing decks of these two events. So looking at Orchestrated Return, it's $2. Why not? Then we have Mega of the Morningstar. This was a random one for me. Actually, kind of caught me off guard. $2.47 in the market price. Let you play about $2. First is also less than $3 for this card. Now, I'm not a crazy Mech Knight fan. I'm not a big fan of Invoke Mech Knights. But just because I'm not a big fan of the deck doesn't mean I don't respect the deck and what it can do. I think Mekatims have great potential in the future of the meta of the game, and I think maybe an Invoke variant would be great. Hopefully Invoke gets more support, and hopefully Mekatims get more support. But more notably, looking at Mekanite of the Morning Star, it's almost weird how Konami didn't throw this in the Megatins. Once again, we're in Link era. Konami really wants to promote Link still. To this day, they want to continue to promote Links. What better than to reprint another Link card that came secret rare inside Mekatins Horizon that's dirt cheap in value, throw it in a Megatin, and you got more players having access to cards like Mekanite of the Morning Star. Well, that's not done. They didn't do that, actually. What they did was they skipped over this card. So keep an eye on this card. If you don't own one, you might want to grab one up. Another card is Leisure of Leisure Main. It's a regular spell card coming out of Sub-Deck Horizon. Banish 3 spell cards on top of your deck face down. During standby phase, after this card activation, add those 3 banish cards to your hand. You go and activate 1 Leisure of Leisure Main per turn. Market price is about $1.25. The card's less than $1 on the market. You can see it all over the place. Under $1 for Leisure of Leisure Main. Now, I'm not a big fan of this card. I'm really not. But any kind of card like this is very interesting to me because it tells me, hey, if there's a store deck, you can run it in a store deck, or maybe there's a future deck that allows you to add cards that are banished, and that are banished face down. Obviously, it won't just be good for Leisure of Leisure Man, it'll be good for a bunch of cards, including Pod Desires and that new Gizmek card. But nevertheless, I always find that it's really interesting when Konami doesn't reprint something in the Megatins, we know it tend to go up anyway. And I just think looking at Leisure of Leisure Main, it's something you might want to consider that's dirt cheap right now as well. The next card is going to be Blow It Out. Because this card, we're going to go into conspiracy theory tinfoil hat land. Alright? So if you want to pause the video, go get a tinfoil hat or do whatever you got to do. Get on top of it fast because it's going to get weird. I think Nightmare Goblin can come off the ban list. I'm serious, by the way. I'm stone cold serious. Like, for realies. Also, this card didn't get reprinted in the Megatins. All the other Nightmares did, except Goblin. Is that not weird? Usually when we see banned cards on the market, especially in the marketplace, and we see banned cards that only have like solo printings, I don't know, like Nightmare Goblin, or very few printings, the value slowly accumulates. You can players get worried. Hey, this card come off the ban list, value goes up. Hey, Japan said they might come off the ban list on them. Not even coming off the ban list, but maybe, value goes up. Hey, fake ban list, Nightmare Goblin to 1, value goes up. Constantly, value moves and moves and moves. Kind of like my cat's doing in this video, just running around my house for some weird reason. Anyway, Nightmare Goblin Ultra Rare from Flames of Destruction. You know, Flames of Destruction. Not an easy to get set anymore. It's currently on the market for $1.31. Let you play for traditions are less than $2, and you can find it over here, all over the place. Page 1, less than $2. This guy in Duel Academy, from Duel Academy, he's a Slifer Red. He has 22 of them. There's a good amount of them on the market. Now, I own 2 Nightmare Goblin, personally speaking, first editions. I definitely need to up my Nightmare Goblin game. But I just think it's really interesting, once again, how Konami reprints all the Nightmare monsters, except the banned one. Now, this is kind of interesting for multiple layers. One, we probably know, I don't think anyone's going to want to say that Nightmare monsters are going to get banned in the upcoming ban list in October. Meaning the fact that they just got recently reprinted. It is Konami thing to do, but it's kind of weird that they didn't reprint the card that they obviously banned. That's number 1. Number 2, what if Nightmare Goblin came off the ban list? And not like today. I'm not saying in October, but why not if it comes with the ban list if we get a new game mechanic that makes Nightmares, or Links I should say, not as broken? Well, would it come off the ban list then? I think it could. What if we get Nightmare Goblin coming off the ban list and Konami gives us more cards that punish decks that spam cards that like Nightmare Goblin on board and try to promote more combo? Would you be okay with Nightmare Goblin coming back to 1 then? And maybe, once again, maybe it's too soon. I mean, we talked about Daigusta Emerald a while ago, and some of you players were upset about it, some of you players were okay with it. And then we can talk about the Laval Chain, and some of you players are okay with it, some of you players are upset about it, even though we have Foolish Burial. If you're playing Dragons, you have so many ways. You have a Search of Foolish Burial, including another card called Dragon Shrine. Nevertheless, you have your own ways to dump it. But going back to Laval Chain, people were upset about it, and people were okay with it. Well, I think with Nightmare Goblin, we're going to have the same thing. And in time, that pendulum scale is going to tilt. So you can players being okay with this card coming off the balance, being the fact that the meta and the game is both going to change. Well, reverse that all the way back over here. 2019 Megatins, all the Nightmares being reprinted, except Nightmare Goblin Ultra Rare. Now, it would be cool Konami made a secret rare. You would think that'd be, okay, Konami make Nightmare Goblin secret rare. Obviously, the Ultra Rare is cool. This is the better version. But they didn't do that. And it's not something you need to go, why? Once again, guys, if you want to do long-term investments, long-term buying, and I'm talking long-term, this card is broken, I think Nightmare Goblin is probably the best long-term card out there. Probably the best one. Almost no doubt in my mind. Moving forward, Fist of the Gadgets. Prices are going down with the rest of that sentence. Brother the 5 Fist Eagle, $38, we're seeing at 33. 5 Fist Elephant, $15, we're seeing at 14. Basically, Fist of the Gadgets, this is what the set says whenever you think about Fist of the Gadgets. It says, hi there, I'm not really Gadgets, I'm 5 Fist. I'm 5 Fist. Am I going to be good for the meta? Yes, value. No, this set becomes trash. That fast. Great reprints, by the way. And the reprints are still relatively high, and they're going down in value as well. As you can play, is going and crack with Fist of the Gadgets. But that's it. 5 Fist better run the meta. They better put work in to maintain these high price points. Because $32 for a brand new card, $14 and then plus other cards like Dragon, which we talked about yesterday in yesterday's Market Watch, which was $28. Absolutely absurd. Not real. Artificial value, and if it doesn't do anything in the meta, it's gonna go back to $1. Coming to a dollar binding near you if it does nothing in the meta. Dragon, double dragon. All right, up next, Bujin Yamato. I talked about this with Link Frames Pack 2, but I just want you to keep focusing on this card because I think Bujin's are ready to get some Link support. Now, I don't know if it's gonna make Bujin's good. I really have zero idea, but I like Bujin's. I like Bujin's a lot. So much so, I actually bought this card a while ago when it was $6. Looking at the value of Bujin Yamato right now, it's almost near $16. There's only 2 pages left on TCG Player, and there's not many walls, unless you count 6 as a wall at the $17 price point. Look at that, page 2. 14 wall at the $19 page price point, and after that one gone, by the way, hits around $40 to near $50 respectively. So, once again, Bujin Yamato. I just want to throw it out there. I mean, once again, I could be the only guy liking Bujins. I could be the only guy, going in and grabbing Bujin Yamatos, and that's totally fine. But I just want to spread information for you because something I own. I think you guys might want to be interested in this as well. Can we talk about Max C for a quick second? I know I just mentioned Dark Devastators, and this video is supposed to be about 2019 makes and stuff. But seriously, Dark Devastator, all the hand traps, you're missing one. See, I think Konami wants to unlock Max C to put for the 2019 ban list. It's been a while since we had a recent Max C reprint. The last Max C reprint was in a structure deck about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago already. And I think Max C definitely needs to updated printing. Well, what better updated printing to put Max C in, if not better in the October hand trap alternate art set box, whatever it's called, edition. Pack. I think Max C is a great card. Now look at the Max C Ultimate Rare, it's still really high at $150. It has not moved a penny since it was not announced to come off the ban list, the previous one. But look in October, I think if Konami says, hey, by the way, guys, want to throw it out there for you guys. We just want to put this on a plate. Let me know if you want to eat it. Max C. In Dude. I forgot the name is Dual Devastator. Max C, okay? You hungry? And if you players go, if we find out that Max C's in that set, by the way, this card hits about $300. Like that. But if Max C's not in Dual Devastator, and Konami does release Max C off the ban list, well, that's going to create a crazy market for the other versions of Max C. And in my opinion, a very unhealthy market. I'm not talking about the secret rares. The ultra rares are still roughly around $10. Super rares are still around like $6. Gold rares, nobody cares because it's gold rares. If you have gold rare Max C, you have nothing. The effect doesn't even work the same. You actually discard cards when pulling special summons. And then we have common Max C's being about $4. $4 for common Max C. Konami, just want to throw it out there. I'm not sure if he knows that. Call by the Grave was like $4 to $5 before you reprinted it, and for a good amount of time. Are you going to tell me that you're not going to put Max C in Dual Devastator and then release an October ban list? And if you was to take Max C off that ban list, you'll be okay with common Max C's being at the same value as common Call by the Graves? I don't think so. I think Konami will be putting Max C in Dual Devastator. I think it's a smart business move for the company, and if that's the case, I think we can clearly see or say that Max C will be coming off the ban list. Now, here's a new question. What's it come at? Max C to 1, Max C to 2, Max C to 3. Whoa, wait, hold that thought. Here's another little piece of the pie to add to you. Little cherry on that pie just put there. Maybe a little cream if you like it. We have Nibiru still. They're not going to hit Nibiru. They're not going to hit Nibiru. And we're going to have Phantasme, Nibiru, and ready for it? On the back, throws it up there, swooshes. We have Max C in the meta. Oh boy, I'm not saying you can play combo. I'm saying you'll lose playing combo if that's the case. Imagine playing against a meta in which you can play some playing Max C, Phantasma, and Nibiru. Just wait, he's gonna draw the Max C. Just wait, he's gonna Max C into a Phantasma. Phantasma is cycle plus a special summon, and then he's gonna once again, take it on the back, throw it and swish it, drop a Nibiru on your face, and, oh, by the way, don't worry about if you're trying to keep special summoning. I'm just going to keep drawing more cards. Oh, look at another Nibiru for next turn. Oh, life is good. Now, if that was to happen, once again, put your full hat back on. If that was to happen, what happens to, not this card, Nightmare Goblin off the ban list that did not get reprinted in 2019 Megatins? Oh, that's a really, really interesting conundrum. Then again, I could be all wrong. I could be all wrong. Maxi is not in Duel Devastator. Konami goes, I know we have Maxi in the OCG, but seriously, TCG players, you just need to be quiet. You got Nibiru. Chill, bro, chill. And then we just go, okay, that's fine. I mean, I like Duel stuff. I'm going to buy the set anyway. But if it was to go down like that, we would see Maxi do some crazy things on the market. Then we have Tsukuyomi, another card that's goats. Why do Ghost players do this? Like, we're having fun. We have cards at decent value, and Goat players are like, decent value. None of them I could help it, and they just go in and just rip value up. Tsukuyomi Ultimate Rare coming out of Astro Pack 1, $34 market price. It's just $58. I'm not even proud to even talk about that card. I'm really confused about Signet Mining though. You see, Signet Mining at Dark Neostorm is holding a $40 market price. In fact, look at it, $40. And if you're out there and you're holding Signet Mining, here's my question for you. How good do you think Salamander Grade is right now, being the fact that it hasn't really topped that many events? Well, the past UDS event in which it got blown out. How good do you think Marine Test is going to be? Especially since we all have all kaijus, and Marine Test gets wrecked by Nibiru as well. And even though I like Marine Test a lot, I might be building a deck. How badly do you think Marine Test is going to get hurt by Signet? You know, not only with Signet Mining getting like Ash or Drawed or whatever, but how badly do you think Marine Test is going to get hurt with like Phantasmes or anything like that? And how much are you risking Signet Mining being a good card, so still being $40 cards? What, when we have a ban list coming up? Duel Devastator dropping on us? Your hat's better have a lot of tinfoil on it. Guys, before I end this video, I just want to say, check out my buddy Jam1TCG. At the UDS this weekend, someone stole his deck. And one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That I love, in fact, everything I do for the love of the game. And when someone steals from another player at a big event such as UDS, is not a small event, which I love. By the way, UDS is a regional size YCS. If you haven't been to one, treat yourself, go to it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm trying to find a ways to get to the Oklahoma one in February, because it's honestly my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. Instantly my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. I really did have a great time doing it. Anyway, running it back, look at Jam1TCG. His deck was stolen at that event. And when Yu-Gi-Oh! Players steal from other Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, hey, if it's other locals, I get it. It's horrible. I've not happened to me, but I've had friends that happen to. It's terrible. When it happens at a regionals, once again, it's terrible. When it happens at a YCS, it's terrible. When it happens at a UDS, it's downright just blindsiding. Let me explain. UDS, once again, is a regional size event. So we're not like physical size, but the amount of people working that event, the amount of people all around that event, and the amount of players that are top quality caliber players. These are not just scrubs off the street. No offense to those who are off the street and scrubs, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't have enough UDS points, but these are Yu-Gi-Oh! Players who are just putting in work. I mean, we had some phenomenal players throughout the weekend, and everyone was happy, everyone was talkative. It was really interesting and cool to talk to a lot of these amazing players, and for one of these amazing players, the very thought of one of these amazing players stealing from another one of our amazing players is downright sickening to me. And it impugns the game that I love so much, and I know you love, and we all love so much. Going back to my buddy Jam, he has one deck he plays, and someone stole it. And they went around and grabbed all the cards for it and threw the deck box to the side. Now, what the person does not know is, Jam knows who you are. He has a lot of information on you. And I just want to say one thing real quickly before I say the rest. If you are that person who stole the deck, it's very simple what you got to do. Send the deck back. Send all the cards back. Put it on an envelope, mail it to him, or if you're near him, drop it off, send it back to him. Because let me explain what happens when you grab a deck and you try to sell that deck for money. Let me explain the whole situation, especially now we all know who you are. I'm not going to mention names. Once again, I'm not a rat, but we all know who you are. Let me explain what happens to you whenever Jam goes to an event and spots you out. Let me just lay it out there. You sell that deck, you get about $500 of value of a $600 deck after taxes and fees and all that. You get about $500. Pretty good score. Here's what you get for your $500. Every time you see Jam, you know the cops are going to be called. You know the cops are going to be called and you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail and you have to pay $600 restitution back. Not only are you going to go to jail and pay $600 restitution back, Konami is also going to ban you, obviously, from stealing from their event. And they're going to ban you from stealing from a UDS event. So this ain't like a 1-year ban after year you go, I'm really sorry, pouty face. They're going to ban you for a while. They're going to do this because they want to set an example, and you are perfect for that example. Not only are they going to ban you, not only are you going to have to pay restitution and go to jail because, you know, theft is a crime. Not only have to do all of that, but everyone's going to finally know who you are because you will be outed after this is all said and done. It will be Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players ready to go to jail, and when you do, it will suck. So, once again, you have $500, or you have the ability to hand this deck back and make it like nothing ever happened. It's your option, and only your option. And Jam will get his cards back. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. It's cardboard. He'll obviously get his cards back. That's nothing. Are you okay with never going to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event ever again? Because the minute you do, you're going to jail. So let's say you go to like YCS Portland coming up. You're hanging out. You're having a good time. Maybe you're in the lobby of the hotel. Maybe you're at the event, and cops walk up to you. You're going to get locked up in Portland. And you're going to have to deal with all of that. And there's nothing that you can do about it because you broke the law. So once again, to everybody out there, if you want to support my buddy Jam, please support him. He has a GoFundMe set up right now. I'm going to be sending you some cards, Jam, by the way. I already have the envelope already sealed and whatnot, so I'm sending you some cards as well. And hopefully you do get your deck back, because this should not happen at a high-scale event. Once again, I understand maybe if it's the locals, maybe it's the regionals, because not the judges are too busy judging. The people running, there's no like security at these events that are on everyone's back, which is kind of good and kind of bad. At a YCS, it also happens. It sucks, but it also happens at YCS. But at UDS, a YCS level regional setup, this is unexcusable. And it's not like it's Konami's fault. I mean, everyone was busy. Everyone's running around. It's more or less the person who stole it. You have an option. And like I said, you could keep that $500, bro. You better spend it really well, because the minute you're caught, and it's done. That's it. And I hope you just watch this video, maybe see another video of another Paisano, and just send a deck in. Send in unanimously. He knows who you are. I personally do not. There's other people who do know who you are. So it's your choice. You send it in unanimously, done. Like nothing ever happened. Or you lose out. That's simple. Anyway, it's your boy V. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button. Comment down below. And if you're the guy who sold this, don't subscribe to my channel. Anyway, it's your boy V. And you Paisanos have a great day.